I awoke to find myself in the tomb of a leviathan. I couldn't tell whether I had been there an hour, a day, or even a week. There had to have been some kind of accident predating my arrival here. Something that caused this blurring of my senses, but again, I could not recall. It was only after the ringing in my ears had stopped that I began to perceive the size of the crypt. As I strained my eyes against the abyss, I noticed a faint glow to my left. While such a glow should have made me uneasy, there was a strangely calming element to it. Through blurring sight and a surprising lack of hesitance, I approached. The time I spent seeking the glow had become a haze in my disorientation, but I recall the moment when I found its source. The light leaked through the cracks surrounding a single tile in the floor. I dug my nails between the cracks and began to pry the stone. With some effort, I managed to lift and push the tile to the side. By this point, the glowing had diminished, yet I could see a long tunnel where the tile had once been. There was an uncertainty to my actions, but after a moment of pause, I plunged myself into the shaft. The fall I experienced was unparalleled. Anxiety overcame me in anticipation of my impact. A light glow allowed me to see the walls that surrounded me. The fall had clearly disrupted my reality, but it was the visualization of the labyrinth around me that pushed me over the edge. Walls more than thrice my own height loomed above, and halls upon halls stretched out only to turn jaggedly without compromise. Adrenaline coursed through my veins, and before I could make sense of my new terror, I burst into a heavy sprint. My pace remained constant. The air I panted left my lungs ragged and aching. With every breath, I felt an agonizing pain, but I could not be troubled to slow myself. What horror would overtake me if I could not escape this crypt? What mind could have designed and built such a labyrinthian hell? Was the maze to keep lost intruders from ever reaching the surface, or for something stranger? I prayed never to find out. After what seemed like hours of running, I collapsed from fatigue. My vision went hazy, and the darkness that surrounded me covered me entirely. I awoke to find myself in a tomb. There had to have been some kind of accident that left me here, but I could not remember. As I strained my eyes, I noticed a faint glow to my left. There was something strangely calming about it. Eventually I found the source. Light leaked through cracks surrounding a single tile in the floor. I dug my nails between the cracks and began to pry the stone. I could see a long tunnel where the tile had once been. A light glow allowed me to see the walls that surrounded me. I burst into a heavy sprint. After what seemed like hours of running, I collapsed from fatigue. The darkness that surrounded me covered me entirely.